Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. I've got Jaap Dekkinga and founder of TuneURL. Jaap, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. What is TuneURL?
The problem that we're solving is you're driving in your car, you hear an ad on the radio, and as you're driving in your car, there's not much you can do. Most people, I don't want to speak for you and all of your listeners, but most people forget by the time they get to the destination. So the ads on the radio are very ineffective. What we've created, in short, is an audio version of the QR code, a unique audio fingerprint that helps car drivers respond and react to advertisements. But there's a lot of other applications possible too.
Okay, how'd you start the company?
Originally, I had the problem myself. So I'm like, if I'm having the problem, so I talked to some friends, more people were having it. I'm like, this is something that needs to be solved. Additionally, I'm like, this is very ineffective for advertisers. There's no way for them to know who's listening to the ad, no one for people to respond, no one for them to track if an ad is effective or not. So this is why I started this.
Okay, tell us how the app works.
The way that it works is there is a trigger sound that opens up our app. Then behind every radio item, there's a unique audio fingerprint, similar as Shazam, that maps to a record in our database, sends back the call to action that was from that ad or that news item, and then the phone itself will handle the rest. So an example of another call to action would be a phone number that's in an ad. So the way that it works is ads played, phone number is called out, a TuneURL is played, the app opens up, the users say, I'm interested, and then the phone will call that phone number that was presented in the ad.
So this is for smart cars so that you can actually touch it without picking up your phone, moving it around and touching your phone, right?
This is for any phone. So the way that it works is your phone will open up, you can swipe or voice command saying I'm interested, and that's the only thing that the driver needs to do. So not even for smart cars. It's your mobile phone, anyone's smartphone can do this.
Okay. Is there data visualization component involved with the business networks and hosts?
Yes. So what additional thing what we can do is not just help the user, but we can also help the advertisers by giving them insight into the full sales funnel of their ad. So that way they know which ad worked at which time, so they can A/B test with different ads, and they can insight how many people saved the URL that was presented in the ad, how many people clicked on it, how many people shared it, how many people bought something with the website. And then we get some standard user segment information about who responded to which ad. So that way we can get in.
Let me jump in there. It seems like there's many applications across a variety of delivery systems, whether it's YouTube, it's Facebook Live, or Facebook, or it's Instagram, or it's any other form of audio or video communication that people want to access. And have you crossed that bridge yet, or starting to work on those avenues beyond just radio ads that come into your car through the terrestrial airwaves?
Yes, so this technology can work anywhere that you have audio that's being played. So at that one point, people don't need to type in any more internet address or URL. They can just have a TuneURL play and record it. One of the things I do want to highlight is that radio advertisement is 18 billion yearly revenue. So it's not a small market.
No, I understand that. And it's global, so you're working on translation, so it could work in India as well as it does in New York?
Yes, so since we're just only working with music, any type of music, if it can be hard rock, Indian, Satar, any music will work for this.
Do you see this environment responsive apps as a trend for other broadcasts? I guess that was my earlier question.
One of the things that is unique to car driving is you're driving in your car. You should be focusing on the road. you don't have much time. The moment, for example, I'm watching TV and I'm seeing something that I'm interested in, I'll just go on my phone and Google it, and I've got plenty of time to give that phone attention. The moment I'm driving, that doesn't work. There's other, Shazam, for example, tried to do this on the radio. It didn't work because one problem is you're driving, so you shouldn't be opening up your app. Even if you can open the app safely, you're going to be too slow because the advertisement will be over. So Shazam technology won't work there.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I was saying. So if I'm going down the freeway at 80 miles an hour and I've got traffic weaving in and out, I'm definitely not going to pick the phone up so I can click on an ad. It's not as important to me as my life. Does it save it in an inventory list of likes that you have pre-programmed, or is it just as it eventually shows up? In other words, if I hear ads that pertain to camping equipment, I hear ads that pertain to stereos or appliances, because I'm into, let's say I want to furnish a new apartment. Can you pre-program in the likes that you have, and then it'll save up those likes, because you can't be messing with your phone. In some places you get arrested for it while you're driving down the road, and it's picking up the advertisements. Does it work that way?
We can make it work that way. Currently, we have it still on user command. So that way, you're just driving in your car, you're paying to the road, you hear an ad on the radio. The ad opens up, you say interested, and it saves on the background. Okay.
All right. Then there's a huge database that can be used in a variety of ways. Facebook has been, let's just put it this way, using information from their users and profiting by this data that these advertising agencies have been buying. So there's a lot of people out there pretty savvy that they know that the minute they start clicking on these ads, that data is going to be stored and then reused and resold. Is there a model in there for what you're doing with that kind of data that you're going to be accumulating? Because that's a lot of data, just in the United States, let alone on a global scale. Are you working with that?
Yes, definitely. That's one of the things that will make this company very interesting, is that we will be able, one, to tell ads their effectiveness and allow them to A/B test, but also additionally we'll be able to say, the moment in Minnesota you want to sell shoes in the user segment, female between 24 and 30, you should be playing your ad on a country station or on a hard rock station between the times 8:30 and 10:30, just for example. The information that we'll be storing is generic user segment information. It will not be traceable to a person.
Okay, so you'll send an AI program there to scrape out what ads are going to fit what client that comes in looking for who they can advertise to, and then do a CPM model relative to the demographic that you're working with. Am I on page with that?
Correct. Yep, perfect, yes. And if you compare this to the other big player out there, Nielsen, the only thing what they do is surveys. And I think the politics from this time shown that surveys don't work anymore. So this way, we're the only company that has the real data on the real people listening to the radio and responding to ads.
I get it. I'd like to implement it on all the shows that we do Monday through Friday. We run through 100 companies a month, and these are corporate entities who are looking for a broader social footprint. They're looking for more clients, or they're always looking for investment capital to either buy their stock, do a private equity investment, or some other form of intake and interaction with the people that have resonated with their message. So it goes beyond music. You can do this on a lot of things. What about the app? When is it available, and where are you going to be able to pick that up?
It's currently already available in the Apple Store and in the Google Play Store. But since you need 3 elements, you need the advertisers to use it in their ads, you need the radio stations to play those ads, and you need listeners to play it on. We are currently going to be running this month, starting our beta test at WIZS in North Carolina. They're going to be using it that's another application. They're going to be using it for polling. So they're going to be, the radio host will ask a question. LeBron is the GOAT of basketball. yes or no. He will send out a TuneURL. The radio listeners can just swipe yes or no, and he will get a response back being like, okay, 80% of people agree with you, 20 will disagree with you. And as a host, you can immediately have a conversation and a real interaction with your listeners instead of just speaking into the mic.
Brilliant, yes. I've done interactive television before. Years ago, we were ahead of the game on that. So you're talking to somebody that actually connects with this, with you. Jaap, thanks for being a guest on the show. I really appreciate you tuning in.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You can find more information for the listeners if they want, or viewers for you, at www.tuneurl.com, or send us an email at info@tuneurl.com.
Thank you. All right,
Thank you.
You're welcome. You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Don't forget, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.